Hello, everyone. My name is Robert Mark Morgan. I am a professor in the Performing Arts Department in the area of design, and I co-teach a class called Design and Creativity, which you all are enrolled in for this fall with my colleague.
I'm Bruce Lindsay, and I'm a professor in the College and Graduate School of Architecture and Urban Design, the Sam Fox School of Design and Visual Arts at Washington University in St. Louis. I have to take a breath to get through all of that. Rob and I are the co-teachers of an amazing course entitled Designing Creativity, as Rob mentioned, Innovation Across Disciplines.
Yeah, and the big idea behind the class is that we really like to, it's sort of a methods, techniques type class. We like to expose students to the idea that we are all creative and that by leveraging that creativity, you can really go far in life by embracing concepts like failure, play, and those types of things. The basic idea, the basic structure of the course is that we have about 5 sections. A couple of them are 3 weeks in length and the rest are 2 weeks in length that cover everything from design and making to mind and heart, empathy, idea making, play and failure, collaboration, and we finish the semester with power, how you can leverage your own voice to convince others to follow you. So that's the general idea behind the class and the basic structure of it.
Well, we'll talk a lot about creativity, which is a construct of the human mind. By the way, it's not a personality trait. We believe it's more of a process than anything else, and that everyone is creative, and that all disciplines rely on creativity. And what we will be exploring is how do you allow it to happen? It most often happens after the fact, believe it or not, but during the process of trying to do something difficult and significant, which is really rewarding, by the way, often we run up against a roadblock or a problem, and working through that problem in retrospect seems to have something to do with the creative process. And so while creativity is the meta idea, it's really as much about creating as it is about creativity.
About 2/3 of the class is a series of guest lectures. We have some amazing guests lined up, and for every 2-week section, there are 2 guests. There's an intro lecture by either myself or my colleague, Bruce Lindsay, and then 2 amazing guests who are either from within the University of Washington, or not, that's the wrong university, from within. I used to be at University of Washington, by the way. They are either from within Washington University in St. Louis or from outside, but we bring them together to talk to you all about how they're creative in different areas. We have comedians come in and talk about how they bomb on stage and how they get up and rebound from that, how they fail and keep going. We have folks come in and talk about empathy. We have folks come in and talk about play. We have Dr. Calvin Lai, who comes in to talk about unconscious implicit bias and what our minds are doing even when we don't know what they're doing. We have so many amazing guests coming in the fall that we can't wait to share those folks with you and have you kind of have a window a little bit into what they do on campus, because really coming to WashU is about really having a broad expanse of experiences, and knowing what resources are out there is the first step towards that.
Not unlike our guests who come from various disciplines, and as Rob mentioned, both within the campus and outside, often we have visitors coming in from quite a distance away. You all, the members of this course, are also from many disciplines across the university. So we'll have business majors, art majors, architecture majors, engineering majors. Did I say business? I did it. Yeah. I'm trying to remember some of the others. Of course, the liberal arts and the sciences. And one of the things that we've heard from previous students from the class, and by the way, we've been teaching this class for over 5 years, is that meeting other students from across the university is one of the great benefits of taking the class. And while our course will be online this coming fall, we're cooking up some really interesting experiments that will hopefully continue to develop that community and ability for you to get to know each other, as well as to work with Rob and I and to get to know our guests.
I'm glad you mentioned that. We've been cooking up over the past number of weeks and then continuing through the summer. We have 4 amazing undergraduate TAs who assist us in our duties, and all of them have taken design and creativity before. So they are our test audience at the moment. And so we're really finding ways to make an online teaching experience and learning experience engaging. So we'll be doing collaborative projects. Every 2-week section or 3-week section ends with a collaborative project where you all work in groups, even online, to do engaging type work together and see how you build on ideas. One thing I like to also mention that you'll hear me say over and over again is it's a bit of a different type of class, and I hope you enjoy that aspect of it. But one thing that makes it different is your entire life you've been asked, how intelligent are you? And been tested, certainly, to figure that out. But this class asks something very different. How are you intelligent? So we rely on the fact that you have a diverse background, a diverse set of skills, and that working together means you leverage each other's strengths to make something better together.
I'll highlight just one of our modules, which is Design Make, which is the first one. And you might be wondering what's in the background here in my Zoom cave, but I'm in my basement in Soulard, which is a suburb of St. Louis, not far from the Mississippi River. And I like to believe that I can feel the gravity of that river, which Gass, the late author and patron saint of Washington University, said that the Mississippi gets there before it starts. I'm in my basement workshop, and I design to make furniture, but our very first module will involve you all designing a toolbox and a toolkit for your work in the rest of the class. We believe that making something is inherently a creative process that draws out all sorts of things that you wouldn't expect, especially when you reflect on how you did it and reflect on how it might be done differently and might be done better.
And as I guess Bruce started, gave you an overview of the first lab, I'll give you a quick overview of the last one. For years, we've ended our class with a lab called Shark Tank, we affectionately call Shark Tank, where myself and Dean Lindsay and the 4 TAs are basically the sharks. And we have, it's like a live course evaluation of sorts. We actually have students in groups come up and pitch innovations and new ideas for how to teach this class. So we are always changing the course. We're always making it in theory better for all of you. And so that's how we finish the semester, is with a Shark Tank group project, which is always a lot of fun.
It'll be the only time you'll ever see me in a tie. So
that is true. That is true.
But both Rob and I are very excited to see you here and to meet you and to get to know you. We're also very excited about the class and the work ahead. And we know all of you probably have some questions, but are also facing sometimes some daunting questions about what's coming for the fall. But please rest assured that we're happy to help with any of those questions. We have been anticipating your arrival and will continue to do so, and look forward to seeing you for the first time here on campus at WashU.